Everyone has made purchases they regret. We all know that feeling in the pit of your stomach a week later when you look at that thing you bought sitting in the corner already collecting dust. Or maybe it's not a physical thing, maybe it's a decision you made, a path you took you can't get a refund for. I mean, we've all been there, but over the last decade, as I've built my business, I've had the chance to make bigger and more expensive mistakes than most. And what I've learned is that the most damaging purchases are rarely the ones you expect. It's not the flashy watch or the expensive dinner, it's the subtle things. The ones that cost you your most valuable assets, your time, your focus, and your freedom. So today I'm not here to tell you to stop buying Starbucks coffee. I'm going to share you the 7 real worst purchases I made in my 20s, so you don't have to make them too. Let's start with the most expensive thing that I ever bought. It wasn't a car or a watch, it was a safe apprenticeship right out of school. It paid me actually good money and it was a big company here in Germany. And on paper, everything looked really good. But the real price wasn't a low salary. The real price was 3 years of my one and only life. I did it because I didn't know where to go after school. I was afraid to try things out and fail. And I chose the so-called safe route, doing this apprenticeship with hopes of getting a stable job afterwards. I really wanted to quit after I was 4 months in, but I was afraid of having this gap in my CV. What would people think of me when I canceled this apprenticeship and this big company? Here's the hard truth that I had to learn. Nobody really cares about a 6-month gap in your CV. Literally nobody. Trust me on that one. But you will care deeply about a 3-year gap in your life where you did something you hated. Time is the most valuable currency you have. Don't sell it cheap just because you're scared. The second worst purchase, a 5,000 fitness coaching package. Now, I want to make things clear. I'm all for investing in yourself, but this was a classic case of trying to buy a result. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but the secret to fitness isn't really a secret. You already know what to do. It's move more and eat better. A €30 a month gym membership gives you all the tools you already need. And yes, at a certain level, it does make sense to invest into tailored fitness coaching, but this is only suitable if you are already at a very good level at that sport you do. When you pay a fortune for a coach, you're not really paying for information, so let's be honest here. You're paying for a temporary hit of motivation and for someone to force you to do what you already know you should be doing. It's a crutch. Save the €5,000, build the discipline for free, and you'll get a result that actually lasts. Number 3, the pro camera setup. As a video producer, this one is really painful to admit. I once spent over €8,000 on a new camera body and lens because I believed the marketing. I thought this was the gear that would finally make me professional. It didn't. It just gave me a more expensive way to shoot the same mediocre videos back then. Here's the secret from inside the industry. Your clients do not care if you are shooting on a Red, a Sony, or a Blackmagic. They don't even know the difference between those. They care about one thing and one thing only. Can you solve their problem? Can you tell a story that gets them results? Your creativity, your storytelling, your reliability, that's your value. Not the logo on your camera gear. Start with a camera that's good enough and invest the rest of that money into books, courses, and experiences that make you actually a better creative. Number 4, get rich quick courses. In my early 20s, I got swept up in the hype. I spent thousands on dropshipping courses, on crypto trading signal groups. I was buying the dream of easy money, but not the reality of building a valuable skill. And this is probably something everyone has to go through. I was looking for a shortcut, and every single shortcut I bought ended up in being the long, expensive way to nowhere. Those schemes prey on your impatience. The uncomfortable truth is that building real wealth comes from providing real value, and that comes from developing a skill that people are willing to pay for. So stop buying any shortcuts, pick one skill and go all in. Number 5, a wardrobe full of hype. Before I had any real success, I wanted to look successful. So I did what a lot of us do. I dropped thousands on designer hoodies, trendy sneakers, anything with a big, loud logo on it. I was basically a walking billboard for brands that didn't know I existed. It was a costume. The real power move isn't wearing a 500 euro hoodie. It's buying a simple, high quality 50 euro shirt and spending 20 euros to get it tailored perfectly to your body. Style isn't about the price tag or the logo. It's about fit, quality, and understatement. It's about looking like you belong, not like you're trying to prove you do. And the funny thing is, once I got to hang around really successful people, I mean people who pull in thousands a day, millions a year, most of them looked like they're regular people taking the bus. Number 6, a brand new car on finance. This is probably the single biggest and most common financial trap for anyone in their 20s. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love cars. There's nothing more I enjoy than pushing a Lambo or a Ferrari. But especially when you're young, it is a shiny metal box specifically designed to drain your bank account every single month. It's not an asset. The second you drive it off the lot, it loses 10% of its value. You're not just paying for the car, you're paying for the insurance, the taxes, the maintenance, and the soul-crushing depreciation. You aren't buying really a car, you are buying a monthly payment. A payment that keeps you chained to that job you hate because you have to make the payment. Buy a reliable used car with cash and invest the difference. Your 30-year-old self will thank you for that, and there will be the right time to buy your dream car. And that brings me to number 7, the single worst purchase I ever made. It cost me nothing and it cost me everything at the same time. I bought into other people's approval. I spent years of my life making decisions based on what my family would think, what my friends would think, what society would think was the right thing, the right path for me. It was the safe apprenticeship and the hesitation to go all in my creative business. Every time I choose their approval over my own intuition, I was buying a moment of external validation at the cost of my own future. Letting go of that need for external approval was the most liberating moment of my life. So, when you look at this list, you'll see a pattern. The worst purchases aren't about the money you spend, they're about the time you waste, the focus you lose, and the freedom you trade away. I've shared mine, now I want to hear from you. What is one purchase of time or money that you regret from your past? Let's talk about it in the comments down below. There's no judgment here, only lessons. Thanks for watching, guys. Now go build something.